Sammy, I know you've spoken about this anonymously before, actually under a different name, but this is a very brave move for you to come out so publicly and waive that right to anonymity. Why do you feel so strongly that you wanted to do that?
It was such a big decision, but it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I feel that I'm always kind of hiding from him and he's still controlling me. And, you know, I've sent him to prison. That's my time now to just be free and to be able to move forward with my life, and I felt like I couldn't do that. And for, I think, nearly 4 years I've been Jessica. I've been a campaigner, you know, I'm trying my best to do as much as I can, and I think as Jessica, I've took it as far as what I can go. As Sammy, I've got so much more to give.
Did it give you any concern in your community? Because you still live, don't you, in Rotherham, in South Yorkshire. Has it given you any concerns about being trolled or people being abusive to you or causing you any problems by coming out like this?
Yeah, I mean, I had that anyway as Jessica, and everybody in Rotherham kind of knows who I were. I mean, when it was happening to me, it wasn't this little secret that nobody knew about. It was so public. You know, not just to myself. I weren't the first, the last. It was happening to so many, so there's a lot of people that know who I am.
You met Rashid Hussain, or Mad Ash, as he was known locally. You were just 14 years old.
Yeah.
He was 24. Yeah. So how did you meet, and how did that relationship start?
I was on the local shop with a friend, and he pulled up in his silver Astra and he started talking to my friend, and she knew him a little bit anyway, and I knew a member of his family. So even though I'd not met him personally, he didn't feel like a complete stranger to me. And of course, as a child, I knew what a paedophile were. It was, you know, some fat old man looking out the window at kids on the street, or somebody that had pull up in a van, offer you sweets and kidnap you, you'd never see your mum and dad again. He wasn't that description whatsoever. He was 24, he was muscly. I found him really, you know, quite striking. Designer clothes, a nice car, he told me involved in property. And I was just so mesmerised by him. And as well, I like the attention that he gave me, and it's a very different attention to what your parents can give. I mean, I came from a great home, and people think this only happens, you know, to bad families, and that's not true. It's a different kind of attention, and it made me feel good about myself.
Flattering you, telling you were beautiful, buying you things?
He told me I was good at everything. I was beautiful, I was funny, I was intelligent. You know, it just made me feel really good about myself.
How long did that aspect of him go on before it turned?
It kind of turned, I'd say, about a month into it, but even when all the violence started, which I'm not going to go into it because it is quite disturbing to listen to, and, you know, it were horrific, but I was abused mentally, sexually and physically. But it came into about a month, and he started being really controlling, really possessive. But even at those times when he were violent, afterwards, it's you know, apologising, he'd say it's only because I love you and you made me do it if you didn't do that. And I constantly felt like it was always my fault. And as well, I was never treated as a victim.
What about your family at the time? You said you come from a good family.
Yeah.
They must have been very worried about you.
They were. My parents found out a few days into it. They contacted police. Police said because I weren't willing to make a statement at that time, there was nothing that they could do.
Even though you were underage?
Yeah. I mean, there was one occasion I was actually found in bed half naked with him, and I got arrested and he didn't.
So that was a police raid
when that happened?
I think it was 4 days after my 15th birthday.
But how old are you now? You're in your early 30s?
I'm 31, yeah.
Well, how young must have you looked at 14?
Yeah. I looked a baby. I mean, I was a baby. I mean, I remember when I told my mum I was pregnant, and bless her, she was devastated, and she sat crying and she said, my baby can't have a baby, it don't make sense.
How old were you when you got pregnant?
I was first pregnant when I was 14, and then again at 15.
Oh. So when the police broke in, they didn't take you into child protection, or they weren't...
It was actually my parents that ended up putting me in care. They was trying everything, and they thought that was to keep me safe, which backfired. The authorities said...
Is this because you kept going back to him?
Yeah, I kept going missing. I was missing for days, weeks, months. I missed on about 9 months of my education. So they put me into care, and the authorities said if I met him at top of the street and I was back for 10, that he could have access.
So your parents thought they were protecting you by doing that?
Yeah.
But actually, and it made it easier for you to see him.
How let down do you feel by the police and social services?
I was badly let down, I was. You know, there's no sugarcoating it. But I don't want to spend the rest of my life with blaming and living in my past. And for the last 4 years, I've made sure everybody, I think, on this planet knows about what happened in Rotherham. there comes a time where I just have to let go now. And some people might find this hard to believe, but I do forgive him and other people that did fail. And that's not because I'm justifying what they did.
No.
It's because I can't keep hanging around with,
Gotta
you
let
know,
it
that
go.
anger.
What about
And I
your
want to move
son?
forward.
What about your son? How do you feel when you look at your son? Because this man was the father of your beautiful son.
Yeah. I don't go too much into my son, to be honest, because I do get really emotional with it, but I remember when all this come out, and of course I've had to tell him things, and he got in the car and he said, "Mum, am I a rape baby?"
Oh.
And I'm going to go very short.
All right.
But you love him.
Yeah, and I says to him, and I got his hand and I said, "No, you're not a rape baby, you're my baby." And he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's a bloody pain at times, but, you know, he's a teenager and he's been so supportive of me, and I wouldn't be doing what I've done without my kids'
Well,
support.
it's amazing how you have spoken out, and actually it was your testimony against him that really got the ball rolling and other victims were coming forward.